When we do science, it's very helpful to build models because we explore things that are very huge, very big and hard to imagine, or we explore the invisible, also very hard to imagine. So that's why we build models. And in this activity, we will build two models of the Earth. The first is a pentagonic model of the Earth, and it looks like this. And all students start with a two-dimensional sheet of the model of the Earth, which they have to then build into a three-dimensional model. And to do that, they need double-sided tape and just take this model out of the sheet and start to glue it together. And as you can see, it's two halves, and you do this by first gluing this half, then that half, and then you connect them. And at the end, you have two long white flaps that you don't have to glue. You can just push them in because it's a bit hard at the end to glue. And the double-sided tape you use must be cut at least in two, maybe in four, to make suitable sizes of glue on the model. So here is a completed model, and on your way building these models, maybe some students find it a bit challenging. Well, tell them that they can take the time they need, there is no hurry. And you can also encourage students who finish early to help those that finish later. So this is a good activity to practice cooperation and helpfulness. When you have completed this Earth model, maybe you will ask, why isn't it completely round? Why is it still angular? And of course that's because we have too few sides to make it really round, like for example a soccer ball. But it's an okay model of the Earth, but at least much better than a flat model. And you can start to see, where do you live? Where have you been traveling? Where is United States? Where is South America? Where is Africa? Where is Australia? Where is Asia? The South Pole and the North Pole. And actually the North Pole is not drawn on this map because it's no solid land at the North Pole. You only find the South Pole here, but on the opposite side you don't find the North Pole. You only find Scientist Factory's logo. So when you've done this, then you might ask one more question. What are these orange stripes you see all over this globe? And to explain that, or to look at that, you need to build another model. Okay, to build a model of the Earth's interior, we have made these two sheets with four circles that the students have to cut out. And when you have cut them out, you start with one outside and one this inside, where you only have blue arrows on half of the model. And you start by folding this circle in two, just approximately where you have this black line. And you then look at this half here. For example, this is Africa, and you know that this is north. And it's then an idea to glue this so that this line also goes north, because then it's easier when you're going to connect them, the two parts together later. So I will add glue here and on this side, and here we are. And then I glue these two sides together, and right now orientation doesn't matter. And however, when I'm going to glue this part to this part, it's important to think what's north. So again, I have decided that this is north, and this part is actually South America, and this is part of North America. So this is also north. So this is how they're to be glued together. So then I can turn them like this. And now I will fold this part like that. And I will glue this part to this part. So only half of this is glued to the other. And so I can just add some glue here, connect it like this. And now you have a nice model of the Earth's inside and outside. And of course, then it's interesting to also talk about what does this inside actually mean? What are these different circles symbolizing? And you can then tell them that inside the Earth we have a very hard or solid magnetic core containing a lot of iron. And this is an inner core and an outer core. And surrounding this core you have molten rock that we call magma, that is slowly moving up, cooling down and moving down, getting warm. So it's going around in circles. And outside here again we have the crust from the Earth with the solid rock that we live on. And when we have these movements underneath, the crust cracks and you are getting some openings in the crust. And these orange and yellow lines on this model here of the Earth are actually showing where we have these cracks today. So all our crust and all the continents are actually floating on this magma, and there are continuously movements going on, and that's what creates earthquakes and volcanoes. If your students don't have the patience to make this model, you can make one and just use it as a demonstration. That's up to you. And maybe then some of them want to make their model during a break, but this is something you have to decide when you are in the classroom with them.